Zilliqa continues pushing on forward. I really think that Zilliqa is going to do tremendously well, obviously in the next coming short term. That's obviously in the next coming 24 to 48 hours. Right now, the current price is almost 2 cents. We are up by about 7.9%. And something very interesting happened. Obviously, yesterday and the past few days have been very shaky with regards to BTC and just the entire stock markets or traditional markets just underperforming. And if you take a look at this, right, we obviously had an amazing downturn as far as Zilliqa is concerned. And a few hours ago, right, obviously on the 2nd of September, the bulls defended as far as Zilliqa is concerned. Okay, after the bulls defended, we obviously had another downturn due to the fact that, you know, the traditional markets and Bitcoin were just ruining the party. But as you can see, the bulls are not really done with regards to propelling the price of Zilliqa to higher prices. Of course, there's going to be fluctuations here and there, but overall, it really seems it is about time for Zilliqa to do what it does. And if you guys have been with Zilliqa for like a very long time, right, you obviously understand that Zilliqa happens to be one of those leading indicators for the next you know, bull cycle or hype cycle. If you guys remember, Zilliqa was one of the first alternative cryptocurrencies this year to do tremendously well, and then the rest of the alternative cryptocurrencies followed. So it usually has a tendency of leading the race. So could we be having another sort of altcoin cycle, which is going to be happening in the next coming few weeks or months? So we just have to understand and just be able to like observe what's going to be able to happen in the near future. But so far, I am very impressed with the resilience with regards to the hype cycle and the bull cycle, because if you take a look at the buying power, right, the buying power is very overwhelming. Even though we had this sudden drop right over here, right, this was obviously propelled by what was happening in the traditional markets, and right now everybody is betting towards the downside, and usually the markets tend to do the opposite of what the majority of people are doing. And if you take a look at what has been happening as far as Bitcoin is concerned, right, you are obviously going to notice that if you take a look at the funding rate of Bitcoin, right, XBTC, right now we're looking at the funding history of BitMEX as far as a lot of these coins are concerned. So if you take a look at this, right, so the last funding rate for BTC was negative 0.02%. Okay, that is very crucial. And that really indicates that people nowadays are leaning towards the bull side. And then the previous days, right, like for example, yesterday, the funding rate was 0.04%. So a lot of people are leaning towards the downside. And this usually produces an opposite effect on the price. So if this is going to continue, right, I really urge you guys to look at the funding rate with regards to BTC and these other exchanges as well, because that is really going to determine what is going to happen, because usually the price tends to do what the opposite of what people are expecting it to do. So be a contrarian. And the other thing that I really wanted to point out is obviously the Bitcoin open interest. Now this is a very important factor due to the fact that we are able to see the historical open interest of Bitcoin for the past 1 year to about 6 months. And if you take a look at what has been happening, right, right now we are having an open interest of only 42,315 BTC. This, according to the past year, has been, or rather is, the lowest open interest. Okay, so it doesn't really make sense for the market makers to dump the price. A lot of people are expecting the price of BTC to go to about 9,000 US dollars or even lower. But according to this open interest, right, historically speaking, we have never been this low. So it doesn't really make sense for the market makers to really tank the price. So if we're going to have a dump, it's not really going to be as extreme as everybody is expecting, because there isn't anything to dump on, if you know what I mean. So if we take a look at what happened in March, right? the Bitcoin open interest was around this area right over here was the March crash, right? The open interest total BTC was 120,317, and then when we reached the bottom of that particular dump, right, when the price of BTC was around 3,800, right, the open interest was 55,618. Then we started on trading, and then here we reached a low of about 49,320. So if you take a look at that, right, when we had that major crisis, the lowest that the open interest reached was 49,320. So right now we are around 43 or 42,000 plus some change. So that really puts us in a very awkward position, because if we're going to end up dumping towards the downside, right, it's not really going to be as dramatic as what happened in March. And due to the fact that everybody is shorting the markets right now, right, obviously it makes sense to pump towards the upside. And a lot of people who happen to follow, the elections, Donald Trump, the feds and everything, a lot of people are leaning to us not having a traditional market crash, because obviously Donald Trump has got like a very big ego. He's going to do whatever it takes for the stock markets to just keep on pumping and just withholding the economy and just not letting everything get ruined, especially due to the fact that November is going to be a very crucial month. So these guys are going to do whatever it takes. So according to the history, right, everybody has been checking out the data, right? The data says every year when there's an election, October is a very bad month. So what if that is not really going to happen? What if this particular election is going to be different? Because I mean, we are dealing with a very special individual, Donald Trump. Anything can happen, but otherwise just keep an open mind and do not really have like any bias. Just go with whatever the market gives you and just be flexible. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why I really think this coming week is going to be very interesting, because we're going to have much more data, and then we're going to be able to like make some better moves, because right now we are having like a lot of mixed signals. But according to the information that we are being presented with, right, obviously the opposite might happen. Okay, so anyhow, that's just my rant with regards to Bitcoin and the traditional market. So I'm really anxious to see what is going to happen next week. But as far as Zilliqa is concerned, obviously we have a lot of exciting news which is going to be coming up. We are going to be having the Zilswap is going to be launched on 5th of October. Then on the 15th of October, right, there's going to be like the official staking on the mainnet. So there's obviously going to be more reasons for people to get bullish, because there's a lot of developments, coming through as far as Zilliqa is concerned. And moreover, people are going to be needing to stake, right? In order for them to stake, they are going to need to obviously get to buy Zilliqa. So obviously, I'm not really recommending anybody to buy Zilliqa or any other cryptocurrency, because I am not your financial advisor, and investing in cryptocurrencies is extremely risky. I am not really advocating for anybody to do any trades, and if you are going to be trading this, right, you have to utilize a stop loss, and just look out for the market crashing, because you don't really want to end up losing your money. So yeah, that's all I had to say. And today I'm just going to keep it brief and precise. So if we take a look at the 7-day gainers, right, we've got Amperforth. Amperforth has been doing very well. Celsius Network has also been doing tremendously well. So Zilliqa is actually the fourth best performing cryptocurrency this week. It's overall up by about 21% this particular week. So that is obviously very, very good. So yeah, overall the markets are looking like they are going to recover a little bit. Then Monday is going to be like a very shaky day, because everybody's going to be waiting for the New York Stock Exchange to open up. So obviously Sunday and mid-Monday before the New York Stock Exchanges, perhaps you can get away with longing the market and just getting and scalping for some little bit of profit here and there. So anyhow, look out for Zilliqa, and we'll see what's going to happen happen. Overall, it's looking very bullish, but the party might get ruined due to the fact that everything might crash. So that's obviously a risk factor that you are most likely going to encounter. So if you are going to be trading this, please utilize a stop loss, and you guys are going to be very good to go. Otherwise, stay safe, happy trading, and talk to you a little bit later.